Great. So, everyone, welcome to the AMS section. Today in here we have Aaron from Cat Dodge. They're going to be presenting Cat Dodge. Pretty amazing team behind this. And for those who don't know, pretty quick description. Cat Dodge is focused on building both culture and community through presented levels of entertaining and engagement. And but with Aaron here is going to be giving us more details about this and how you guys can get involved with what they got going here. So yeah, Aaron, first of all, you want to tell us about you and how you got involved into the crypto industry.
Yeah, so I actually so Caleb, first of all, yeah, thanks for having us on, man. I got into crypto like it was during the 2021 bull run. It was after the first peak, the first top there. I had some buddies who made some money with Doge, and so I kind of, looked into things a little bit more seriously. And at the time, I was studying to become a medical coder, which is kind of a pretty boring job and something that really is only exists in the United States because of our crazy insurance companies. Yeah, but basically, I kind of just threw that all out the window. I was like, wow, okay, I'm infatuated with this space right now. This is fascinating. What is this? Like the people here were so different, like the mentalities, the perspectives. I loved it immediately. My girlfriend didn't because, then I went on a little research binge there for a few months, I go pretty deep, I get pretty focused, and I ended up finally getting some money together and investing in my first project, which unfortunately turned out to be a slow rug. But when I learned kind of how to dig into the blockchain, I led like an exodus out of that project, and went off to become involved in writing with like a press release, white paper, kind of content company, who still really good friends with, still work with occasionally. Um, and that also got me into being a hireable mod as well with some of the other the other things that we offered as services. And so I ended up working on some projects. Was at a project called Everest Coin a couple of years ago. They're actually kind of still kind of floating around, existing on a new contract today. But yes, I worked there for a few months, and then after a few month break, I went and worked on a really serious DeFi project called Numisme, which is actually where I met you, Mr. Caleb, about a year and a half ago now. So that was a journey. That was a really tough project with a lot of responsibility. Wore a lot of hats there, and that's probably been the biggest experience booster for running your own project, because that's basically what I was doing more or less. And yeah, it's been a crazy journey. I mean, between me and Peg and Frankie, I mean, we've all probably every front end job that you can think of, we've done. We've done moderation, management, communities, and then also of course social media, and then promotion and event planning and marketing and business development and content creation, press release, white papers, everything. So yeah, that's kind of where we realized, why are we going to keep losing our money in the space to these scammers, and just kind of combine our powers and work on something together. It kind of started off just being a Pig and Frankie venture initially. Cat Doge. Frankie was the originator of that concept. And if anything, Pig, if you want to come and start telling a little bit about your Frankie history and how that all came to be, that would be great, man.
Yeah,
You still in?
I almost forgot that he was gonna be introducing the project himself as well. Sorry about that, my bad pig. Yeah, pig, go ahead to give us more details about yourself as well, if you're here.
I'm happy to talk about it too. Let's see if he's here. Gotta love it. So it's basically our team is an American, a Brit, and a German. So when we say that we're here to bridge to be a bridge, and we mean it. We're an international team. We're I mean, granted, Western nations essentially, but certainly spread pretty far apart. But
Yeah.
Frankie and Pig have known each other for a few years. They were chilling on the same projects together that they were invested in, became friends, started chilling together. Um, and just like most of us do in the space, man, you go from project to project with the people who you met there that you created strong bonds with, and sometimes go through some shit with, form some trauma bonds with, like, oh, we all got rugged and let's make a group, and everybody tries to help each other out, and you go through layers of that, man. And then it refines over time, and you end up with, your people. And Frankie and Pig, I mean, those are we're each other's people. You know what I mean? And Pig and Frankie actually had a poker channel as what their first
Mhm.
venture together, essentially, to try and create their own thing. And they paid out of pocket all their winners themselves, and they just were focused on building their channel. And that's when I met them. Actually, was doing a Numis Me poker tournament. We had like a 500 person tournament. It was really successful, really awesome, and that's what started our like working relationship and developed into a really strong friendship. And that's how we kind of all came together and met, and some of their experience in the space before um, coming to Cat Doge, some legendary shillers, and they bust ass, man. Like they earned those reputations very much so.
One of the things about one of the things I love about the team behind Cat Dodge with you, Frankie, Dictator, is the fact that the relationship you guys build together. We barely have those kinds of relationship these days in the crypto space, especially in the crypto industry. Where you see the team working together as one. For example, once everyone is not around, you see Peak taking care of the community. Once Peak Data is not around, Frankie does the same. Just to keep the community going, let them know that you guys are still around. Trying to make sure that everything works pretty well. The commitment you guys put together on the project is something I'm really really amazed about, which is pretty awesome. That's really really unique for me, and for the fact that you all live in different locations. I think you say Frankie's from the UK, right? And I think you're from the US. But you still made possible that you guys have the same goal, stuff like that. So yeah, pretty awesome stuff you guys got going here. But yeah, let's dive into Cat Dodge itself. Hey, what's up, Kay? I invited Kay as well.
I
He's
was
my
I was
crazy
trying
guy.
to be I was trying to be here without being seen.
Hey, hey.
Hey, hey, yeah. Are you gonna say Jamie? Or are you gonna say Kate?
Okay.
So
Okay, bro.
yeah,
I'm looking forward to it.
so yeah,
So
let's yeah, Kay, welcome, buddy. So yeah,
it's nice
let's
to have
get
you, man.
let's dive into Cat Dodge itself. You know, one of the things that amazed me basically, Aaron, is the fact that I knew how much devotion you had when you had No Miss Me. You know, the work you put in to make sure that everything do work out for the project. Even if when you were not the main man behind the project, but the commitment you have. So I'm not expecting less from your own project, Cat Dodge. But yeah, tell us about Cat Dodge and how you guys come up with this idea as well.
It started with Frankie. He loved the old show Cat Dog, and he thought it was a really clever play on the words, um, to kind of throw the E on the end and have this concept where what if we could buy and hold a cat token and earn Doge rewards and call it Cat Doge? So that's exactly how it was born. And he came to Pig with that idea. Pig thought it was brilliant, and they started, utilizing their network and friends and to help accomplish this. So the first thing that happened is they got websites. Got the Cat Doge website together, which is the same site it is today, just rebranded, but it's catdoge.club. And the Cat Doge Adventures, which is just like a cat a Cat Doge version of Pac-Man. It's just memeified. chasing like other meme coins around, or having them chase you and trying to eat bowls of like Pepe food instead of cherries and stuff. Like it's just ridiculous, hilarious fun. But exactly the kind of thing that people who want to bring value and create something meaningful, cultural, will do before they launch a project instead of making promises that never happen. So the game was up before the launch on BSC, which happened May 24th. We have since migrated to ETH. The current launch, which we're talking about, which is November 3rd, was when we came out the door in ETH. For the BSC days, yeah, it came out with the website, the game, the fully fleshed out TG stickers. People came together on it really well. It was a full on kind of community effort, friend network effort, and everything. No marketing. Started with $400 in liquidity and 1,000 market cap starting point. And we ran it over the course of the next few weeks up to about 77,000 market cap before people started taking serious profits. And chart came back down. Probably the lowest it ever was again was about 15,000. And we kept it between about 20 and 40 over the next basically 3 months before we organized and planned this this migration to ETH and made that happen. So that's kind of the origin of this launch, this project, where it is today. It's definitely come a long way as we've added a lot of developmental goals onto the project. Obviously a different smart contract on a different network, a lot more long-term focus in the sense of like, before it was always like, hey, a safe place for us to park our money, do fun things, have a community, and see where it goes. But now we're like, well, what else can we do? Well, we can also be, not just a beacon for a small group of people, but maybe a beacon for a large group of people. Mass adoption is coming. Maybe we can help onboard them. Maybe we can grow an ecosystem. Maybe we can have something more. So that's kind of what it's developed into. And but yeah, as far as the origins, it started all the way back then on BSC, and it was really fun, man. It was really, really fun to do something like that and just see where we could take it with basically, the little bit of money we could throw into it. There was no team tokens. We all were investors from day one. It's been the case ever since. And we've just been VCing, accumulating with the rest of our community. We work really hard for this project alongside some of our best community members too, who've been content creators with us since the beginning, basically. So yeah, we're very much we're all in this together type of project.
Yeah, I mean, that's really, really great, really, really nice. You guys have really done so well for the past couple of months. Even when you guys, and do you know why it's pretty, pretty crazy? Or the fact that personally for me, Aaron, I didn't have the opportunity to get involved when it was at BSC, but to me, I feel like getting involved with it when it was at it's really, really great opportunity for me. So I just want to know something real quick because one of my community was asking like 2 days ago. He was kind of curious, like, why did you guys give the project name Cat's Dodge? Why is it Cat's Dodge? Because I believe you guys can, put it onto something different, stuff like that. So why is it Cat's Dodge? So basically I myself would like to know about that.
Yeah, so initially it was just an homage to the show Cat Dog and a clever play on words that was meant to, because the gimmick was by Cat Get Doge. Like even the theme song was by Cat Get Doge. So that was another thing that we had on launch day, was our own theme song. That it was the kind of the final contribution. That's when they came to me and said, "Hey, you want to work on this with us?" So yeah, I mean that was part of it, right? It was just all kind of wrapped into the cartoon and the idea of getting Doge rewards for holding Cat token. But now we've kind of, I mean, to be honest, like I've looked at this and realized that I put a lot of meaning into the brand through this imagery and through this concept. But basically, what is this character? It's a hybrid, right? But it's also, if you look at it, I mean, in essence, what it is a bridge between two different worlds, right? It's a unifier. It's a merger of gaps, right? I think the world is very divided today. I don't think we communicate well with each other. I think that miscommunications and misperceptions probably lead to most of the world's problems, and it's the reasons why we're at each other's throats instead of, people who are probably more responsible for each other's, suffering. And ultimately, we're also trying to bridge the gap between Web 2 and Web 3 and onboard people into crypto. So to me, it represents, embedded within it, the name, the imagery, the colors, everything is the sense of duality, and of also kind of bridging two opposing forces together. So for me, if you look at branding, marketing, something that's really important that a lot of people miss is symbology, right? Symbology is embedded into the human psychology, like most things are that matter most, right? It's surprising, actually. So duality is a very important symbol, I think, and it's something that everybody has within us. It's something that's very much, yin yang, very cosmic, whatever you want to, opposing forces, right? So yeah, I think it's a very strong brand. It's a very strong message. And whether you're left, right, or introverted, extroverted, normie or crypto junkie or dev or frontman, whatever, we can all come together around the values that matter, around the things that matter, and do something amazing instead of staying separate.
Oh, that makes sense. Like a joint something. It makes sense because we did being like that. It makes everybody stay focused and work on a certain goal. And so my next question to you, Aaron, is gonna be, why is CatDodge basically a base community project? Because I believe you can easily make it something pretty different. Maybe use a different utility involved with it, But why did you guys build this like a community based project?
Well, I mean, it was initially set to be such a community-based project just because we wanted to create a safe haven for ourselves and others to have investment opportunities in the space without worrying about people taking their money, or us losing our money. So that's kind of why we were so community focused, as we already come from. They have their poker channel. They're all about engaging and being there for their community, providing opportunities for them, engagement. Like, I was a community moderator, manager, multiple communities. And so we are just community focused people. Like, that's where we shine. We're not developers. We're not some rich devs or something. We're blue collar. Frankie works 2 jobs. Peg owns his own painting company and still does side jobs. I'm the only one who's lucky enough to basically have the privilege to work from home all day and spend 12 plus hours daily on this project. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much. I'm kind of going on a tangent here, like rambling and shit. But yeah, basically, that's. You want to get me back on track, buddy?
Sure. Yeah, so I was basically asking why, it was basically community-based project. I think you've driven it out. You've given out a point. Was it the same way it was at BSC as well, or something else changes when you guys move to the exchange?
Yeah, I'd say the biggest change would be our reward structure and our tax structure. Our whole tokenomics change. So when we moved to ETH, there was a couple of things that we realized. So a rewards contract on Binance Smart Chain is not so bad. When you make a contract more complicated and you make a lot more calls for it, that it's got to make, the gas is going to get expensive. Well, gas being expensive on BSC is nothing. You're still talking about cents or maybe $1 or something, right? But on ETH, it's a whole different beast. So having a rewards token on Ethereum and having an underlying asset that you're getting that's not the token itself is going to be costly unless it's ETH. It's really the only option. And unfortunately, there's not even an ERC20 Doge like paired asset out there. There is no Doge Ethereum version, right? So we couldn't even do our Doge reward system if we're going to move to ETH. It was a little bit disappointing until I realized the complexities of the contract and taking gas into account, what that really meant. And talking to our developer, is really, really shed a lot of light on that. So one of the first things about this migration is, well, can we pull this off from a contract standpoint? And that was really important to find out. So I went and I talked to the best developer that I knew. He's a tier 1 developer. He's a self-made man. He's had a lot of successful contracts in the last bull run. And he's when I go and I look and talk to people, and I even search through my Telegram and I put his name in there. It's only good things that comes up, and that's exactly like, one of the things that I experienced when I first started working with Caleb, for example. I was like, I can't find anybody saying a bad thing about this guy, and that's usually a good sign in the space because if you're in a lot of groups, that's a lot of chatter. So, and I worked with them at Numasme as well for 9 months there, basically. So basically there was that was the first step. That was the first most important step. Can we do this contractually? So I went and I talked to him and I said, hey, I know I'm starting to understand that the rewards are not the same on ETH. It's a much more expensive experience. Like, how do we mitigate that, minimize that? Is that something you can do? And he's like, oh yeah, I've got great rewards contracts. They're super gas efficient, but it just depends on what you're trying to do. And we talked about the whole Doge thing and realized that wasn't really an option. And I was like, well, I mean, I guess it makes more sense to do ETH rewards then anyway. I mean, for one, it's an asset it's the number 2 asset in the world, cryptocurrency. So it's highly desirable. There's not a lot of people that are going to turn down rewards in ETH, except basically only Bitcoin maxis, to be frank, or maybe Cardano maxis. That's a pretty strong community over there too. When it comes to the maxi mindset, but yeah, so it also was the cheapest option as far as gas efficiency, and ultimately going into a bull run, you really got to take that into account, because if you're trying to onboard people into a project and they've got to spend hundreds of dollars just to get in, well, that's pretty challenging. So I don't want the barriers to be that high. I realized during the bull run it's going to be in some senses more difficult for some people to enter the ecosystem, but ultimately, because of the way we've built it, for holders to essentially be the winners here on this contract, that's in my sense is as long as is not an unrealistic barrier to put up there, because we are incentivizing people to hold long term. So the rewards contract, which is a separate contract connected to our smart contract for CDETH, it's on buy or sell. It'll trigger it. You can also claim it right off Etherscan. We are going to get a DApp onto our website, so you can check your rewards and plug things in and take them right off of a website. A little bit easier, so you don't have to go to Etherscan. But that's all kind of like, hey, it works for now. In the meantime, we'll pretty it up in the future. Yeah. Okay, so let me bring. I'm always going to get too far ahead of myself, Caleb. Bring me back a little bit.
No, I mean, I actually want you to express yourself. That's something I love about you. You're not always tired to talk about what you love doing, your passion, and especially for Cat Touch. So I feel free, man, to always express yourself. It's really, really important. That's actually one of the ways to get community involved with what you got going here. Being yourself, and that's basically for me. If I don't say a project lead who claim to be themselves and try to interact with the community, then I think that means maybe the person got something hiding, So I think that's one way to lead a community, to build a community, and I think that you guys are really doing pretty quite well. I mean, I've been to the community quite sometimes, see how you guys are always active, trying to get everybody involved, spaces, AMAs, collabs, partnerships. You guys have really, really done great job the past couple of weeks, months, with Cat Touch. Really, really awesome stuff, man. But yeah, I think so far we talked basically about the different.
Maybe.
You say what, Ewan?
Oh, I would say maybe about the migration. Maybe, is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, exactly. That was the focus we were talking about. I think you've basically touched more on that, except you want to add something more to that.
Yeah, there's definitely one more thing, because I got caught up in like the rewards aspects of the contract a little bit. So the migration, yeah, those were the difficult parts, the tokenomic differences. So we had the tax change. We went from a 7% tax down to a 3%. It's 1.5% toward the ETH rewards, 1.5% toward the marketing. once we get to a point where the project is beyond kind of the community powered meme coin phase, and we start actually doing the products, the game, the animated series, the NFTs, all of that. Not necessarily in that order, by the way. Probably NFTs, game, animated series, just based off of how expensive the reality of those developments are, right? And that's why we have milestones in our roadmap. It's like when we get there, we're going to get started. We have the connections, but we got to get there. So we've got, the other important part of the tokenomic is the supply change. We actually, when we migrated, we asked people, hey, do we want to do this? We had kind of like basically a 50-50 vote, but so we thought, okay, well, a lot of people are going to exit their positions. And we said, hey guys, go ahead. And if you're in with us for this ETH migration, send your tokens to this wallet. We were the first ones to do it. And we expected, basically half the people to maybe not want to join. And it turns out like only a couple people sold. So even the people that didn't necessarily want to migrate were happy to go with us if that's what we were going to do. So we had 83% of the supply show up in that wallet. That's how committed everybody was to this. Basically, everybody who'd been with us, accumulating since the beginning and never sold, they were the ones 4 months later who wanted to come with us. They were still basically all with us. So that was really surprising. We were not expecting like that big of a outcome, and we were blessed and happy. And we with our combined liquidity, it was about $2,300, and we were like, okay, we've got liquidity for the ETH contract. But the problem is you can't launch a contract where 83% of the supply is held by the previous people. Who I would never buy a contract like that. A token launches and 83% is already held. So what we did is we said, okay, this 83%, there's like 83 million tokens, but whatnot. Let's multiply it by 4. And the new contract will have that many tokens. So our new supply, which is 333,420,69, is basically 4 times what the total token amount that was sent in was, and which means that we all got a 1-to-1 token distribution. We all got airdropped the same amount of tokens we sent in, but those tokens were now 1/4 or 25% of the former supply percentage. So we actually devalued our what we've been accumulating by 75%. We devalued our supply held in order to bring in new investors, and open up the floor and make it a fair market for everybody to participate in. We had 67% in liquidity, and we also have a 4% marketing wallet, 4% buyback wallet. The trick here, the cool thing that we think is that, so what the buyback wallet does, the buyback wallet works as a holder. It earns rewards. So it holds 4% of the supply, and it earns rewards as if it was a 4% holder. Except those rewards, the only thing it does is it buys back seed ETH, and then it sends those tokens to the marketing wallet, which does not receive rewards. It is not a holder. It's basically the project treasury. So once we do a buyback, we're putting a candle on the chart, and then we're taking that supply out of the rewards circulation and making sure that it stays distributed only to actual holders. So that's our kind of our buyback marketing wallet mechanism. We have a multi-sig on both of these wallets. It requires 2 out of 3 signatures. At one point when we had our marketers working with us actively, we had them on the marketing wallet as well, so we could all make decisions together and stuff. Like, we're super transparent with our projects. We also have been KYC, we're doxxed, as well. I'll even turn on the camera. You see me pacing around my house while I'm talking to you guys. But yeah, so we also have our liquidity locked for a year on Unicrypt. And our contract renounced, and we're also KYC with Trust DeFi, which is like a private whale group out here. They're pretty serious. Probably.
I was surprised with you doxing yourself. You're not eating.
That I'm not eating. Did you say that I'm not eating?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not just sitting here on my lunch break for an AMA like most people. Yeah.
Oh goodness. But yeah, pretty great stuff, guys. Yeah, something that, guys, something I love about this team is the fact that transparency is a high. These people have nothing to hide. If you haven't joined their community, do that right now. Pretty awesome people. I've known Neil from quite some time. We've been pretty great friends, with him, and um, one of my great bots in the space, so pretty transparent set of people, you know. So yeah. And yeah, let's move straight down to the tokenomics, right? For the tokenomics, I can say that it's 3% buy and sell. Has there been any changes on the buy and sell? And I think you have like 1.5% for marketing and the 1.5 for the rewards. So I want you to give us a little bit of information in regards to this.
Yeah, the 1.5% marketing, like I said, we're, at the beginning, we're kind of a community powered meme point. So we don't really need a project fund in the sense of we don't need to call it that. It's marketing because the only thing we're doing right now is with that money is marketing the project. When we get to a point where we have more costs for developments, it's going to essentially evolve into the project fund, just as far as name goes, because that's what it's really there for, is there for everything. And the other half of that is ETH rewards. These get distributed directly to holders on any buy or sell that they do. It'll trigger that inside the contract. The other way to claim it, if you're just holding, is right now, like I was saying, you have to go into Etherscan, claim directly off the contract. We have a how-to guide. It's very easy. It's about 3 clicks. You connect your wallet, you claim out right directly off of the contract. So it's really the safest place that you could possibly do it because you're connecting directly into the source off of Etherscan. It's not going through a dApp or anything that can be exploited. So yeah, that's basically it's really, really easy to do. But like I said, we'll have a dApp on the website at some point so you can check your rewards and you can claim directly in a 1-button manner instead of a 3-button manner. Not something that looks a little prettier than Etherscan, which apparently can be overwhelming to people. And if I try to remember back to my early days looking at the blockchain, I definitely understand that. So it will be important when we're looking at onboarding people directly from retail, that those are the kinds of things that we will have ready for them. Obviously, we're hoping that the people who are here now in the bear market are still experienced enough that they can, go and click on the contract and take care of that. And that won't be that way forever. It'll be a lot easier to claim.
That was where my next question wanted to come from. I think you did mention that. Looking at the bear market. We can say the market is getting a little bit better compared to 3-4 months ago. But how do you guys? How have you guys been able to manage the project or been able to sustain the project down to this stage? Looking at the bear market, and we never know if it's still gonna keep pushing or it's gonna keep, how it rotates. So how have you guys been able to manage the project so far, even with this bear market system being presented here?
Well, we launched in the bear market. We were born in the bear market. I was born in the bear market. You barely lived in it, we've since we started this project, all we've been doing has been in the trenches, guerrilla marketing, pushing through our networks with the friends, word to mouth and everything. We've been here this whole time, 6-7 months now, just pushing this project and being real and being here and present and shilling and being a part of this community and being a part of our our network of friends and everything. And just we're full-time cryptoers whenever we get a chance in our free time, But I think the biggest challenge, honestly, is that Paytator and Frankie, they both got to go to work, which means, for sometimes it can slow things down a little bit. You have less time to communicate. You've got other things to do. It's not the same as having and we're only 3 people too. So we have this small team who's still working really hard in our daily lives and also for this project simultaneously. And we're looking forward to a point where we've achieved enough success that we actually can focus like literally 100% of our time, all 3 of us, on this and keep things going really, really strong. But right now, you got to understand, one of the things that we did intentionally was we utilized our post-launch period to get very quiet. And because we did that, we have, let's see, the last time I checked, there were, in the first 12 blocks post CD contract deployment, the first 12 blocks after that, which is probably 70, 80 people who bought, there's only 2 left. One of them only owns about 0.15%, with about 500,000 tokens. And the other person owns about a little under 1%, but they're an old school airdropper who bought more on launch day, hasn't sold. So basically what I'm telling you guys is that because we let volume die down, we got rid of every single sniper and every single flipper. And the only people who are here on this chart, and if you look at it, you will see, are people who actually are here for the long term, most of which have already been here for 6 months. And they know we're here building all Bull Run, and they know what we're building for. And they they know, like everybody else who comes into our project all the time and says, oh, why are you guys at 50K? Oh, you have all these resources available. You've done everything right. You have your KYC, your docs, your LPs locked, your liquidity, or your contract is renounced. Your liquidity to market cap ratio is good. You guys are here building. You're here in VC every day. You're doing this. You've integrated these payment systems. You're going on these AMAs. You're showing up in these spaces. You're on CoinMerge or Rodney's meme shill. like you guys, we're very active. We're very serious about building here and building not just like for this month or this year, but or even this bull run, but seeing where we can take this into a long-term vision, because ultimately this could go into next decade with what we're doing, which we still haven't fully even gone into. The more we add on to this project, the more there is to unpack for during the AMA. That's for sure.
Yeah, awesome, man. That's really great. I have just a couple of few more questions before we go straight onto the community. I can see that a couple of people are already fighting at Cat Touch community. They want to ask questions. So yeah, let's move down straight to the roadmap. You want run down to the roadmap for the project. I know you guys have done a contract with Nouns, but yeah, what else are we expecting from Cat Touch? Not just now, but in the nearest future.
Yeah, so the very near future, we're actually working on a little game bot, Telegram game bot. And the purpose of this is with some original games, but essentially what we're trying to do is we're trying to get out a product that we can afford basically right now out the door as our first product that will be bringing revenue into the project. A big thing about especially big investors and long-term investors is in this industry, and especially for somebody like us who's trying to create something sustainable, you have to have a revenue stream. You need a business model. You need something that's going to keep the health of the project and the liquidity, and also the investors, profitable and happy. So, and ultimately, what do we want to do? Well, we want to make money for everybody. Like people who want to make money, that's good. It's good to want to make money, but you have to want to make money for more than just yourself, in my opinion. I think most of you would agree, and if you don't, you should maybe think about that a little bit, because I know in some sense we're the center of our own universe, but in a lot of other ways we're really not, guys. So yeah, so sorry. So all of our products are designed to bring revenue in or drive token purchase, or be something that in and of itself inherently grows value over time and can be its own investment opportunity, or has its own own returns. And the reason for this is because if you're not creating value for the people you're creating for, what are you even doing, right? So everything that we're trying to make with value, that brings value, and not just monetary, but also cultural value, humor, entertainment. because, like I said, we're front end people. We're not back end people. So what do? We're people. We like to sit around and make jokes and have fun and bullshit and make memes and like, we're crypto culture. That's what we are. So, but we also think that entertainment is probably one of the best ways to reach people, to reach an audience. Like I know that I've been captivated by movies and shows and games my whole life. So yeah, there's obviously a power there when it comes to getting people's attention and telling a compelling story and getting points across, right? And to me, what I think about is, why can't we use entertainment culture as a way of transitioning and making people familiarized and integrated with the world of cryptocurrency, with the concepts, the language, the lingo, the jokes, the slang. I mean, everything. The tech, the pure concept behind it of the decentralized space. I mean, these are all things that people they've never heard of at all. And sometimes you need an intermediary to warm people up to these ideas. And if you've looked into history and the way that we've all been incrementally, exposed to new things and over periods of times and warmed up to ideas, and I mean that's kind of what it is. There's all kinds of social, integral change that happens on a cultural level over a period of time. So we really think that we can build an entertainment culture and a crypto culture and an atmosphere that's stimulating and funny and brings people from retail into crypto, because if they can watch this, a trailer for this hilarious show and say, well, where do I watch that? And they say, yeah, go to the website. And then the paywall is on the website. And just like with lots of other websites and content, except it's Web3. Oh yeah, I have to hold this token. Okay, well, what is that? Oh, I can buy it with a credit card. Boom, because Ember is coming out in Q1 with their direct credit card to token purchases, no underlying asset needed to purchase, and they're already integrated on our website. We're hoping that goes smoothly. Ben over at Ember Labs is great. Yeah, so I mean, like you guys can see, like we are preparing to actually onboard people, and we just need to get to the point where we can start developing these products. So the gaming bot that we're developing for Telegram right now, let me come back full circle because I just fucking rambled for like 10 minutes straight. But the game bot, it's gonna bring in some revenue stream. We're basically, this is a game we already have dozens of lounges. Hopefully, maybe Caleb, you'll be another, that are ready to essentially bring the game into their lounges as soon as it's done. It's going to have some unique games to it. They're going to be very simple, really fun betting games that you can play with your friends and whatnot. And then we do a 1% rake back, basically, on all of the winnings as the revenue stream. And then that's revenue stream that we can put directly back into Cat Doge. So once that's up and running, we might actually also have another little surprise that we're in talks with right now that will really incentivize people to buy. And I don't want to spill the beans on that yet, but there's something really neat coming alongside this gaming bot. So between us proving that we can bring some revenue to the table, bring it back into this project, get the marketing really kicking back up again in this new year after the holidays are all said and done with. And then also, I've finished up my blueprint draft for the ecosystem that I've kind of been talking about, these products that kind of feed back into it. I'm going to be putting that into a official pitch deck, refining it and getting it prepared for next year as well. We're going to be doing some VCs. We have a pretty extensive support network of Coles that we've been working with. A lot of them worked with us kind of at the beginning, pushing this out, and they're just kind of waiting for us to get things kind of lined back up again. Get some of these developments, get some of the FOMO, the hype coming back a little bit, which is okay. We actually kind of like to keep it a little bit low key and slow moon and get some really cool people coming in and not worry about pumping and dumping. Volume is good and everything, but it's nice to kind of creep through and pick up all the super dope people. along the way, and not and then work your way up to having the the massive horde come in, and you've got everybody kind of already conditioned and on the floor, with a lot of solid holders and solid people. So it's always a nice way to do things. Sorry, my phone is gonna die, so I have to take it off camera here, but so I can plug it in.
Right. So yeah, with what you guys got, and I mean the gaming what you guys got plan going on is gonna be pretty awesome, pretty unique. I mean, looking at the gaming markets right now, I think the market size is estimated around 249 billion in 2023, and we're expecting it to go around 289 billion in 2028, according to some analysis. But I mean, the gaming platform is getting pretty huge every year, every day, and with you guys implementing something like that as well to your community is going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah,
The
go ahead.
sorry, yeah, the Telegram bot game, that will be obviously that'll be a very internal thing, but the game we have planned for the future, and we do have a couple of different sources when it comes to game developers that we've worked. One of them we've worked with in the past, and another I've been in talks with pretty consistently, to kind of get an idea of like the pricing that I can expect when it comes to the type of game I'm trying to make. But it's not going to be a play to earn. It's going to be a pretty rich story based game, a co-op game, like a action adventure kind of co-op game. Really take it back because we are some OGs. And I love the play to earn concept. I think it needs to be refined a little bit more, and I'm kind of watching and waiting, and I don't want to try and, I'm not trying to jump into that industry and make a game that doesn't, the math doesn't work out, it just doesn't function right on the play to earn aspect. I would much rather go back to my roots and make a game that's super funny and story rich and fun to play with your friends, and then have a bunch of multiplayer games added on. And those would have essentially, that would be a place where there can be some markets that people can get involved in, and not even necessarily on chain. But that would essentially be another revenue source to plug back into the project and into the community. We have a lot of community-based plans, ultimately, because we are essentially kind of creating an entertainment company and an entertainment ecosystem. So there's a lot of things we'd like to do for our community, and not just entertainment, but also just providing them access to really good educational outlets. We kind of want to be a hub for the space. We know so many good people who are doing so many good things. And instead of trying to be, some big entity that comes in, tries to do everything and push everybody out of the markets, like, we're happy to just focus on doing our thing and finding other great people who are doing their thing and connect together into kind of a network and a web, and be pushing people each other's ways for people who are looking for certain things. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that just makes sense in the space, to be honest, because there's trillions of dollars and millions of people that are going to be rolling into crypto, and there's all kinds of people for all kinds of projects and looking for all kinds of services, and there's just no reason not to kind of shuffle kind of create a safe web and network, and keep people from falling into the wrong hands. It's been a big problem all bear market, man.
That's true. I mean, that's basically what I usually tell my community. The truth is, one of the main aspects you want to look at for a project is you just want to know how transparent the teams are. That should be one key factor you want to look at on a project. Transparency of the team. Because that's what I look out for. I basically take a couple of projects out that I don't care about your website, right? I don't care about the roadmap you have on your website. I basically care about, what you got building. I just want you to be honest with me, and stuff like that. So, I mean, everybody have their own ways of going around these things, but yeah. My last question, which is like one of the most important questions that everybody want to look forward to, is marketing. Aaron, so how are you guys going about your marketing plans, and what are we expecting with this? I know you guys have done a couple of marketing so far. I have witnessed so much, but yeah, what are you guys still planning on when it comes to that? And also, are we expecting more partnerships as well? So yeah.
Yeah, we added a few more partners onto the list, I think, in the past couple of weeks. One of which was our friend Rico's a YouTuber, really, really cool guy. He's got a video out. We got some more content for him once we get some of these developments I've been talking about, like this gaming bot for Telegram, which we're trying to get rolled out this month, by the way. That's a near at hand one. But also Raid Sharks, man. Dude, those guys are really cool. If you haven't heard of Raid Sharks, you really, really need to look into it. If you have a community that you run and you raid with, whether you're a project or a lounge, like these guys, like I hate to say it, but Chatter Shield it should be a thing of the past. I'm not even kidding. Like our engagement went up so much using this, and this is one of those really cool things that we got to do for our community when it comes to like bringing something entertaining and bringing something gamified to them. Like this bot, we have this custom bot, Cat Doge Commander bot, which is our raid bot, and you basically connect to it. There's a leaderboard, so we can see exactly who is actually supporting and engaging with our tweets, and to what extent, and reward them directly. And we've been giving prizes because we have a shop with actual merchandise that that Frankie opened, that's for EU recipients so far. We're going to get something up and running here in the States and in the UK as well. But that's just a really cool thing to have actual merchandise we've been able to give away to people who have been raiding with us. And we've gotten reports back, there's people and pictures and statements, and it's just like, it's really, really cool, man, seeing the response from the community and being able to do something this cool for them. But yeah, so as far as partnerships go, like some great partnerships. We have all kinds of lounges and old friends and stuff. We've been partners. I'm looking forward to hopefully getting you on the list there, and being part of that network of people that I get to connect others to and say, yep, I know these good guys over here, and they do this or do that. What are you looking for? So yeah, it's there's a lot going on here, guys. And as far as marketing, you know, I know everybody's looking for something right out the door. We had our fun, doing our marketing campaigns out the door. We've been a little quiet. We stay consistent with our exposure. We're always out talking to people, but ultimately we're building up our award chest for another marketing push, for the most part, and developing right now. We're builders, guys. We may be a meme coin, but we're not pumping numbers. This is our first project, even though it's our second contract, but it's our first project, and it will be our last project. We're not here to deploy another contract. We're not here to stay. This is pretty. We told ourselves when we did this, we said, if we put our heart and soul into this and we grind this out, and after years or whatever, if it just doesn't succeed, then we missed our chance. Is the way we look at it. We're not going to have the heart or the passion to start another project. This is what we care about most of all, like in life right now. We wake up every morning thinking about this project. We go to sleep, thinking about this project. It's a strain on all of our lives, right, to an extent. But that's the kind of sacrifices you make for greatness. Like, you have to do these things if you want to succeed. That's just what it is. That's the reality of the world. Like, when you're trying to make real things happen, you're going to suffer to achieve them. And if you can't take the heat, you need to get out of the kitchen. That's a straight fact right there. So, guys, I wouldn't worry too much about the marketing. We've got a great support network. We've got dominoes lined up. It's just waiting for the volume to kick in, which it will. And if you're concerned that not enough people in the crypto community are willing to buy it, well, don't worry, because I'm going to be knocking on doors to get venture capital funding next year when these guys are looking with fresh eyes for investments. So, you can wait as long as you want to get in. We want you to do your own research. We want you to watch and wait and see to the point where you think it's time for you to get in and get involved. But don't miss an opportunity to get into the ground floor of a very serious project that's looking to be here for a number of years. It's got a contract built by an incredible developer that's built to work all bull run. The rewards contract works flawlessly. And the cool thing is, about all that revenue that we get, we just inject it right into the rewards contract and boom, distributed to holders. So if there's anything that's not already going into the rewards contract directly can be put directly in there. And I want you guys to understand something. We are not your typical greedy devs who are looking to get rich off of all of you. We're looking to get out of the rat race, sure. But we're simple people. So when we say that this revenue comes back to holders, I mean, pretty much all of it. I mean, there's going to be times where we're going to need to maybe set aside marketing or development funds or something like that, but the rest of it gets to go right into the rewards contract because we don't need to take paydays. We're investors. When that rewards contract goes through, we also get paid just like everybody else. We don't need to put an extra chunk in our pocket and then say, "Here you go, guys." No. We're all in this together. This is a real sustainable ecosystem we're trying to build, and we've been putting money into this and time into it and energy and suffering for 7 months, and we haven't taken a single dollar out. Pig loves to say this. He says, if you've made a single dollar in our project, you've made more than all three of us combined. And it's fucking true. Whether you believe it or not is up to you. Obviously, we especially in this space, we don't fucking expect anybody to believe anything, but we've been here for 7 months proving it, and we're going to be here for 7 years, probably more, proving it. At least that's what I like to see. I like to think about looking at this project in terms of this bull run and this decade. This is how I like to think of it. What I do, and when I'm in terms of development, I'm thinking, okay, what do I do for this bull run? And then I'm going to be thinking for the rest of this decade, and then into the fresh decade. God knows what's going to happen in the 2030 decade, but we'll have to take a peek again at that again.
That's really, really awesome. That's really, really awesome. And in terms of the partnership, definitely for sure, Cody guys would definitely love to take part with you guys. I mean, I've known you for quite for a long time now. I think this year should make it 2 years, Aaron. And it's so pretty amazing how our friendship keep growing every day, and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that's all of my questions so far, Aaron. Do you have anything you want to add that maybe we haven't touched on for the community here so they can know as well? And you guys as well want to get ready for your questions. Pretty soon we're gonna go into the question time. But yeah, do you think there's something else we haven't touched on so far that you want to add before we move this straight to the community?
Yeah, there's just one thing. I do want to kind of put a perspective in you guys of what it means to be a part of a rewards token during a bull run. At 1.5% rewards, if you own, we'll say 0.1%. We'll say 0.1%. Yeah, like what, 300,000 tokens, which is maybe like 50 or $100 or something right now at most. Every $1 million in volume, that's $15 in ETH rewards. So if you're in a bull run and you're part of a project that's doing what, I don't know, 10 million in volume a day, what is that? That's $150 a day in ETH. Just for sitting there in rewards. Doesn't take into account the value of your token. But we hope that just in ETH rewards, and that's just from the transaction volume, that doesn't include the revenue from any of these entertainment products. You guys, I mean, the possibilities in a bull run. I mean, imagine being a part of a token that became a $1 billion, market cap token, had $500 million or 100 million or multi-billion-dollar volume daily. Can you even imagine getting in at $50? Like, I don't know. So that's something I would say, and I would say that the second thing that we always tell people is, if you're going to put your money somewhere, just put it somewhere safe. We don't care where that is as long as it's not in the pocket of a scammer. So, just be safe out there, guys. Oh, and also, if you have any questions, please come into our community. Please come and ask questions. We have an archive channel that's full of all of our project history. You can go back and read all the way to the BSC days. Anything important that we felt was important, the community felt was important, it's in there. We've documented our whole journey. You can go and look at the actual airdrop list of every single person that was airdrop tokens during the migration from BSC to ETH. We're a fully transparent team. There's really nothing. Yeah, there's really, yeah. If there's anything that you can't find, please let me know, because I would like to make it available. Basically, so yeah, any question you have, please feel. We're in VC all the time. We're in chats. Yeah, anytime. More than happy.
All right, so yeah, let's let's get this going. Let's get a question. Let's start from the VC before we move straight down to questions from the chat. Let's get a question first from, let's see, K, Crypto Bishop. Crypto Bishop, you're muted. Free to ask your question.
All right. So, hi everyone. Am I audible?
Yeah, I hear you, Bishop.
So, it's actually been a long one. Before I go on, Caleb, thank you so much for the opportunity. And Aaron, you've actually done a nice job, presenting your project. But one thing I don't know how to put this is could be a suggestion and also come in the form of a question. So I, from what you've said and from what I've read, I've seen that you're trying to, bring a community, a sustainable community, the community that is for all people. Yeah. So I was just thinking, and I saw on the roadmap it showed having a new show and animated series or something like that. I'm not too sure right now. So, but I just want to ask if you have plans to take creatives, that is people that are into probably podcasts, people that are good in cryptos information, people that are good in animated characters, creating animated characters from your community. The plan is to build a sustainable community. So when you do this from your community, it like enables the community to trust you more. So it's a question: do you have plans to actually do that?
I think that if any serious talent entered our community, like we would not turn it down. In fact, a lot of our media content, if it's not made by me, it's made by one of our community members, and we post that stuff everywhere. We love the fact that our community is out here making this content with us and bringing their skill sets into our project. We want there to be so much creative content that's pumped out there from our community that they can provide to the just as part of this ecosystem, or even monetize in some way, or be rewarded for in some way. Um, we might even be able to have the opportunity to have our own content creator channels or something within Telegram. Hey, this person is doing this event or whatever on this time. If you want to participate, here's the donations list or something. You know what I mean? Like, we have great ideas. And I would love it, honestly, if somebody came from the community and said, "Hey, yeah, I was an animator with this company or this company, and I have these skills, and I'd like to help make something." And it'd be like, awesome, yeah, that would be fucking amazing.
It's actually really nice to know that you have these plans to be sorted out. It's actually nice. I believe I'm just allowed to ask one question. Yeah.
Happy to answer as many as you guys have time for. Let me put it that way. I'm happy to spend my time here.
Okay, let me just ask this one. How is the team rewarded? Because I'm not sure I got that during the course of the AMA. Like, is there like what was the allocations for the team? Yeah, to get
Yeah,
rewarded.
I can answer that, sir. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. I had to jump off for a meeting. We got some bullish news coming for Cat Doge, but I can't. Yeah. Just got off the phone now, Aaron.
I'm not upset you had the meeting then.
Sorry, sir.
I said good. I'm glad you have bullish news. I don't have to be upset you left me then.
No, I just yeah. So no, it's a pretty simple question that you just asked, and it's going to be a very simple answer. We are investors like everybody else. We do not have team tokens. We've never had team tokens. No, nothing goes to us. We literally believe in our project that much that we are willing to invest and ride this with you guys as well. That's how dedicated we are.
Oh, that's awesome. And one thing that Caleb has said, and I must lay emphasis on, is the transparency. The transparency about you guys. I love it so much. And I think that's all I have. But I'll just say that you guys should keep up the good work. Thank you so much for the opportunity, Caleb.
Thank you so much. And yeah, transparency, that's literally what we're about, because obviously I missed the first part because I had to take a meeting, so I really do apologise, guys. But that's kind of the key to what we believe in. We're sick to death of you, everybody in this space losing money to people that rug scam. That's why we set up Cat Doge, just so you guys had a safe place to invest along with us, because we've been rugged ourselves. It's a horrible feeling. We all work too hard for our money to give to the bad actors in this space. So with Cat Doge, we sat there and said, well, how do we stop this? Let's start our own project. Let's have somewhere where we can be open and honest with our community, that we don't take team tokens, any of that shit. We're going to be investors just like every single person.
All right, that's actually nice, and I just hope that it's actually secured.
Thank you, sir. Well, look, come on over to Cat Doge and have a look for yourself. Stick around, even if you're not an investor. We're a pretty chilled out place. We have VCs open all the time, and we just like cool people to hang out. People that are fed up in this space with just not being able to go to sleep the next day because they think, fuck, is that developer or community going to be active or alive? That's terrible. So come with us. We're there pretty much 24/7, and just chill.
Perfect place to
Yeah, all
start.
right, buddy.
Thank you so much, man. We appreciate like we appreciate the fact that you appreciate what we're trying to do. And it's not easy, you guys. It's not easy to work this long for a project, not make profits, and keep working and keep putting on your big boy pants and going out and trying to make a wave in the world, But we do it because we really fucking believe this shit. To the point where I can't even control what I'm saying. Yeah, let me put a filter on this, Caleb. I apologize.
Oh, X-Men, no X-Men. So we have a question thank you so much, Crypto Bishop, for your question. Great stuff, man. And we have a question from the chat from GMB ZZTT. I don't know, I can't pronounce the name pretty quite well, but he was asking pretty awesome question like, why chose to announce at 250 market cap? Do you not think that it's better to just renounce it ASAP? What's the technical advantage of announcing at 250 MC?
Yeah, actually, I can answer that. So we actually already renounced. We had a renounce party when we were reaching our 150,000 all-time high, and we did it early. The reason that we said it is because we started with 1.5 ETH in liquidity, which was about $3,000, right? So when you launch a coin with that low of a market cap, even with the price impact there, it's very easy for whales to come in and buy up huge amounts of your supply and hold your project hostage. So that's something that we did for whale protection. We also had sniper protection in place. And for those that still got through, we waited them out. So everything we've done was to protect this project early on when it comes to the max wallet, max transaction, and the 250,000 market cap renounce point. Now, when we hit that 150,000 all-time high, we removed the max transaction, we removed the max wallet, we removed both those functions, and then we renounced the contract forever, right? So it is, as of now, fully renounced. There are no max functions in place, and we did effectively prevent whales or snipers from destroying our project.
That's really, really great. That's really, really great. Yeah, let's get a question real quick as well from let's see, Joella. Joella, you're muted. You're free to speak. Joella, you're muted.
Hello, how you doing? Hello, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Hello, Aaron. So my question is about your rewards that is going to be in it. So my question is, why have you decided to go with the rewards in it and not in the token? And the second one will be about the animated series. Since you intend on having that, it's just like an idea of even like, have you guys thought of having like a comic book to that series? Because I think it's going to create like a global awareness for the project. That's my question.
That's a really good one. Yeah, we actually do have some ideas in relation to comics, in relation to our NFTs, but I don't want to say anything more about it. But I will say that that is very cool that you brought that up. And then as far as the rewards, like I was talking about earlier, the difficulty with with Ethereum, is that if you have if you try to create a rewards contract that uses either an asset other than Ethereum or the token that you're holding, it gets very complicated on the gas side of things. It's not very gas efficient, and that puts a big barrier as to who can enter your project and your ecosystem, especially during a bull run. So it was really important for us that we didn't make that barrier too high. Ultimately, the success of our project relies on opening the doors to as many people as possible because we are focused on merging and onboarding people from retail. So those are not big money, clients, right? Like us, they're just everyday people. So yeah, so that's kind of why we decided, in our experience from the last bull run, tokens, the biggest problem is that if you're getting rewards in your own native token, there's a lot of sell pressure on your chart. Now, with a rewards token like ours, there's still cells generated in order to for those rewards to happen. It's not a consistent thing. It happens when it hits thresholds, so it's not like a constant stream of red on the chart. So yeah, I like that model more because we wanted to incentivize people to hold is the whole point. I do not want them to have to sell tokens in order to gain assets. I want them to be able to hold and feel like they can just hold this like a bank account that just, creates value based on the value that we create and bring into the contract, the attention we can bring to the contract for transaction volume. So that's really why we had it the way we do now. Yeah, and it works. It works very well.
Thank you for the answer, and I wish you all the best. Thank you, Caleb, for the opportunity.
Thanks so much, Royal and Crystal.
Thank
Right,
you.
let's get a question from Bright Cries. Bright Cries is asking, why did you team choose to pay reward in Ethereum? Reward in Ethereum. Why didn't you guys want to pay in Cat's Dodge token? So I guess you can go ahead with that.
I think I kind of just answered that one. Yeah, that's just because the reflections themselves puts too much sell pressure on the chart, and I would rather people have Ethereum, which they can use to buy our token more if they want more of our token, or they can use it for their gas money that they need for other projects or for our own, or they have a passive income source. They can take out and liquidate for their daily needs.
Great stuff. Believing that's gone to answer the question. Thank you so much for that, Aaron. Let's get a question from, let's see, Kate. Let's get a question from Bot Killer. Bot Killer, you're muted, buddy.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yo, what's up?
I'm doing good, brother. Yeah. Thank you for the opportunity. I've been hearing what you guys have been saying, which is interesting. Basically, I just have one question to ask now. So, looking to the group, I find out more people have been active, and you have a couple of admin in the group, and the group have been really cool. But my question here is you have a couple of people who have some issues about the project, and you have people who want to give the project some, advice and, basically stuff like that. So I don't know if you guys have like a customer service, where if we have any issues, we can reach to, or you have a fast admin, whereby if we have any problem about the project, which we need a fast solution, which we can DM, and it will give us a very good answers. Yeah.
Yeah, World, you can DM.
Do you want me to go for that, Aaron?
Yeah, Pig, go for it, man.
Yeah, no, good question. I would say we're very lucky. So first things first, I'll say we're very lucky with our community. Is the fact that we don't get many questions with regards to funding or when marketing, because everybody in there sees what we're about. They know that we're extremely active, so that's very good, which makes it a very strong and solid community. With regards to your question about a customer service sort of channel, we don't need one, and the reason being is because, like I said, we're on there all the time, guys. We're on the VC constantly. We're in the group constantly. Anybody that's got any questions, any concerns, any advice, anything, they know that they can either put it in the group, and because we're a very transparent team, we will answer it openly, or they can always DM us. We have no issue with this whatsoever.
Okay, that's very interesting. I love the answers you have given to me, and basically, I found that very important for the new users who are basically joining the group, because you have some people who don't basically know what the projects are, how to buy the project and stuff like that, and you guys giving them a very good answer will be pretty fast. And thank you so much for the answers. I appreciate it.
Not a problem, Botkin, and hope to see you in the group, sir.
Sure.
Thanks for that, Bot Killer. Really awesome, great question. Let's go to question from Last Kimpachi. What's up, Kimpachi, my man?
Hi there, Caleb. Hi there, guys. Quick question. Sorry, I joined a bit late in the evening. There's a thing. For the whole part, I was just thinking that this is something related to a gamify thing. But I just want a clarification. How do you place yourself? Like, if I look for a list where CatDoge could be, where do you think it would be? It would be in a meme section or a game section, gamify section. Where do you place yourself as? A game token or a meme token?
I actually think that we're an entertainment token, to be perfectly honest, is how I would classify us. Yeah,
well,
we're looking at providing a plethora of different entertainment-based products, and also just the kind of like the atmosphere that we create within our community is very entertaining and fun. And so I wouldn't, we're a meme coin, but I mean honestly, we're kind of an altcoin in disguise, because we're trying to onboard directly and create products that create revenue streams, and we're just not an altcoin in the sense of being a technical, a tech-focused coin. But that doesn't mean that we're not like not capable of being a fully fledged business or you know what I mean, or a large crypto entity on a big scale when it comes to being listed on the top 100 or something. But yeah, I mean we're a hybrid, just like our name, points out. Like we're a combination of things, or so we are a meme coin and an altcoin kind of in one. That's part of it. So, but we're an entertainment token. We're an entertainment ecosystem. We're a cultural hub. These are more along the lines of how I envision it and how I kind of categorize it.
Other thing is, see, I understand you want to bring the entertainment value to this. Being an arcade game, very popular game, being Pac-Man. The thing is, a few of the top tier meme tokens. For example, I'll take the name of Floki. They did their own game, something related to Viking thing about a year ago. They are also arcade based. Pepe is doing their other thing. They are also launching an arcade game. Shiba is on the way for a P2E itself with an arcade game. So considering all these things that you want to indulge with the Nintendo value and the mascots of, these tokens already have a somewhat presence in the gamify market, even though it's negligible. Nobody knows, nobody cares about that. Do you think that it would affect when the bull run finally comes and everything starts pumping? Do you think the presence of these guys over you in terms of market cap right now would have a significant effect on what you can achieve?
I would say no, because competition's very good, and the projects that you listed are not going anywhere. That's a fact, and that's not our concern. Our concern is Cat Doge. We're gonna work our butts off to make this the biggest success that we know that it can be. So with regards to these other projects, personally, I don't really look at them in respect as a competition, because we are who we are. We have our own identity. We've got our own culture, and yeah, I mean, I think the future is bright for us personally.
Yeah, and on top of that, like I said, we're not making a play to earn game.
No.
So we're not going to be a direct competitor with a lot of these crypto entities that you just named, because they're doing a different style of game. We're actually taking it back to a more old school approach. Like, hey, this is a game I played for 10 hours, beat it with my friend, and like, wow, that was an awesome story. That was a great ride. Love that game. Can't wait to play it again. That's the kind of game that we're going to be making. The multiplayer, that'll be a little bit of a different aspect. But for the story game, yeah, it's not going to be a blockchain game. It's just going to be behind a Web3 paywall. You have to own the token or own the NFT to access the ecosystem.
I think what people need to recognise about our project, especially people that are new to it, is the fact that if you look at our website, we're bringing everything back to how it used to be in crypto. Like what Aaron was saying about the old school gaming, we're technically an old school project with regards to how we run it and how crypto used to be. We want to bring them fundamentals back where the community actually got behind and held onto their bags and worked for the bags and stuff. So yeah, I mean, competition's good. It's an open market.
Yeah, I didn't mean in terms of direct competition, because, well, you are not P2E, as you said. Let's say a bull market hits, and I'm very interested in the tokens that are hyping in. Of course, the memes will be there on top. So let's say I got interested, I typed in Pepe game, and the first response, obviously from any of the search engines, would be game that is directly from the Pepe team. So I wasn't comparing in terms of like the player base, but just in terms of what effect it could have. But I understand the answer. It's fine. The last thing I just wanted to clarify is while I tried playing the game, the Pac-Man High made a high score of 1830. Sorry, it wasn't much, but just try and get while this AMA. So I see a logo of a lounge in the bottom. Though on clicking it, I can't direct myself there. It's not linking me there. So how does that work? Is this a paid partnership that you have, or it's a partner that you have collaborated and you are advertising for it, or is that the revenue you're just getting right now through paid?
No, that's just a for fun game for the community. That's not a revenue source. No. We're developing a game. We're developing a game bot right now for like a Telegram game bot that we're trying to get out this month, hopefully in time for the holidays, so people have something fun to do. And those are a series of betting games, and so wager games with your friends and stuff. So there's a 1% off the top that we take, and that's the revenue stream when it comes to gaming that's present that we're trying to get out in the here and now. The rest of a lot of what we do is just for fun, just for the community. We plan on making more arcade games. We have actually another game platform for our community that we're looking to get out. I mean, we have actually a lot of development plans and things in the pipeline, in the woodworks, and we really it's just about bringing in the proper funding for everything, which is just getting the ball rolling here, just getting everything kind of going. And like I said, we've got dominoes lined up. We've got a great support network. We can, as soon as we pick up a certain level of volume, the eyes that are watching and are waiting to call, the action will come back very quickly. That's why I told people earlier, you can wait. Feel free. We want people to wait and watch and get in at the right time for them. But just when we go, we're going. So we'll be updating everybody and letting people know when things are, got more things in the works, and we're always trying to update people week to week. So I'm keeping an eye out. Yeah. That's just the thing about, the difference between us and them. They've already made, had their millions to develop their ecosystems, right, and done it the way they're going to do it. Well, once we've had our money to develop our ecosystem, it's going to be our own thing. It's going to be unique. And we're going to be, basically in a position very similar to theirs, where we're known in the space and we have our niche, man. And there's a lot of room for all of us. That's we really believe that. So the trillions of dollars about to pour into this market, guys.
Cool that. Just suggestion, since there is so much of blank space there, you could advertise it. You could inject the revenue back into the chart if you want to. Because that's a very high center of attraction there. So if you want, that is an opportunity if you are not indulging into it right now, maybe in future. Thank you for your time. Thanks, Caleb, for so much time.
That's a great, Kimbachi. That's a great recommendation to just look at that as an advertisement revenue source. And I mean, you're totally right. We're just not thinking, not necessarily at doing those kinds of, like, in the here and now when our community is so small. It's maybe not it's kind of hard to convince. Like, I don't want to try and go and convince somebody that they should advertise to my small community, right, and expect them to get something out of it. But when I feel like we have that kind of potential to offer other people, that's a great, that's a really great thing to utilize. Hey, these are all free or arcade games, but there's also space here for ad revenue. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, thousands of tokens are there right now, especially bots and dexes that nobody uses, but they advertise it. They make revenue out of nowhere just because people think it might give you something. You already have a game ready. You have a base community ready. You are there for 7 months. You have much more chance of appealing to people than most of others these new tokens that coming every day will have. So it could be a good opportunity. If not for yourself, then maybe just for pumping the chart for, let's say, for free, maybe just because people watch it. You can get free revenue, whatever that is. Thank you for your time and noticing the suggestion. Thanks, Caleb, for so much time given. Cool.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Last Patrick. Great stuff, man. I'll definitely be going for one more question. If I'm not being opportunity to ask a question, you can definitely head down to the community. They're always on VC for sure. But yeah, let's get a question from. Let's see. I think I'm unmuted, really, Cat. Okay. All right, let's move on to. Okay, Joy.
I'm audible.
Okay, yes. Willy Cat, go ahead. I didn't know you told you already. All right, go ahead, Willy Cat.
Hey, Aaron, how you doing, man?
Hey, good. What's up?
Awesome. I'm doing good, buddy. I would like to say this is actually a great presentation so far, and I kind of love the name of the project, Cat Dirge. Different combination between cat and dog. So that's really pretty awesome. So my question is behind sort of campaign, because right now everyone is actually coming up at the end of the year, and I can see you guys are kind of making a kind of look up for Christmas on your PFP. So is there like any plan on you guys creating a campaign, like a reward campaign for the holders who are actually holding Cat Dirge, or like as some of like Christmas reward and stuff like that? Because this is actually gonna motivate those holders who decide holding Cat Dirge and stuff like that. So is there any kind of like a reward campaign for the end of the year to kind of make the holders some rewards in Cat Dirge token or still?
Yeah, giving rewards out in Cat Dirge, in the actual Cat Dirge token, is a little tricky right now because the transfer taxes on it are a lot more expensive than sending someone ETH, which just makes a lot more sense. But we do have some plans for these holidays. We're gonna probably take it pretty close to home and stay just kind of like with our communities for the holidays and not do too much outing and abouting. For the last week and a half of the month, probably. So that's probably going to be solely community focused events and opportunities for you guys for the holidays. We do have some plans for our OG airdrop holders in the future to receive some special opportunities, and they're depending on, obviously the longer we get into it, there will probably be other holders, other opportunities for holders of different times as well, not just the old OGs, but from the airdrop days, but also from just the ETH side. But yeah, all good things come in time.
Awesome. So moving ahead, to my second question is regarding to because I kind of see you guys are actually based on Ethereum blockchain at the moment, and it's really awesome. So is there any kind of future plan maybe for the upcoming year to kind of move or bridge to a BSC network? To kind of, a lot of people find it kind of like a higher gas fee and stuff like that. So is there a bridging aspect for the upcoming year, or do you guys plan on creating a whole separate group for BSC users and stuff like that?
We like we talked about earlier, we made a migration from BSC. We initially launched on BSC back on May 24th, and I think it was exactly 4 months later basically that we did our community migration sell-off, and within several weeks we had launched onto ETH, which was on November 3rd. We don't have any plans to start another contract on the BSC side. Technically, that contract still exists on the BSC side. But the thing is about bridges, man, is if you look at most of the money that's been lost in this space due to exploits happened from exploits of bridges. In our mind, going multi-chain is the technology is not quite there. We didn't feel safe really doing it before. That's why we did a migration fully. So not at this time, to be honest. We don't have any plans to, but I will say that it might be soon that these network to network transactions and bridges and stuff will be much more secure, and it'll be a different story. We're just waiting to see that tech come into place.
Awesome, perfect. That's cool. Thanks for the clarification. But I do love the fact you guys have a plan for kind of rewarding the community members for the upcoming year. It's really amazing because it's gonna keep a lot of people holding for a long time because they kind of have an idea coming around. There's gonna be a reward for me holding this stuff, and so let me keep on holding and stuff that's really amazing. You're doing a great job. So thank you for that.
Thanks.
Good.
Thanks, Willie. The honestly, the biggest reward is literally the ETH rewards themselves and the future revenue share that will be coming as well. So, and that's another thing about the barrier to entry. I know it can be difficult to get on ETH, but if you're in a project where it's only going to go, you're not forced to buy at a time when gas is high or sell at a time when gas is high because, oh no, it's a pump and dump and I got to get out quick. Oh no, it's 100 Gwei, I can't sell. No, it's not like that. This is a project where people could, at any time in the day when gas is low, go get their buy-in, spend their $50 or whatever, and maybe spend 10 or $15 or $20 in gas, right? And I know it can be a lot of money, but when you're talking about entering an ecosystem which is designed to make you money for years to come, if you just hold the token and all, it's kind of like it's an investment, guys. It's a real investment. It's not a shit coin you just throw a couple of bucks into. This is something we're building for the future for all of us. So it's not, I want you to think about that. We know there's a barrier, but on the other side of it is not, it's not a seventh layer of hell, slow rugging you and stuff. You know what I mean? It's a green pasture. It's nice, and then you can hold on to something that is going to be there in 2 years and is going to make you money. It has to, because it's volume on transactions on the contract, and nobody can prevent you from receiving that. These contracts are quite benevolent because we've got a good developer, and they're it's hard. It's hard to find somebody who are both strong character and strong in their skill set. So we feel very blessed, and you guys should too. We're here long term, so plan long term, think long term, and do your research.
Awesome.
It's worth it.
It's pretty well said. I'll say you're doing a good job, man. Keep it up. We're gonna check out your group. Thanks, man. Thanks for the clarification.
Thanks so much, Willie Cat. Great question, great stuff. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. we almost have 2 hours AMA. Pretty amazing one. I enjoyed it personally myself. But yeah, if you do have more questions, guys, please hop to the Telegram channel for sure. These guys are always there 24 hours. I think somebody asked about customer service, something like that. Aaron, Pictator, Frankie, they themselves are customer service because they're always in the community 24 hours. And that's something I love about them, you know. So yeah, but before we draw this to a close, Aaron, Pictator, do you guys have like a final words you want to say to the community here?
Yeah, guys. Look, thank you very much for listening to Aaron. Obviously wasn't here for most of it, but just one thing we like to say to everybody that listens, we've got 106 people here, and this is really important, guys. If you choose not to invest in Cat Doge, we're perfectly fine with that. But what we try to educate people on is be sensible with your money. Don't invest in hype coins because chances are you're gonna get in too late. The money would have been made already. So just be sensible. Don't, if you see something pumping, just back away from it, guys. There's no rush. Crypto's not going anywhere. So just look after your finances and look after yourselves, guys. And if you want somewhere where you want to come and chill out, join Cat Doge. We're a very chilled out group. Even if you don't invest in us, it doesn't matter. Just hang, just be amongst good people.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Yeah. So one more thing I would like to mention, guys. Check that community out. These are awesome people, transparent people. I've known them for a while right now. So you guys want to check them out, and not a financial advisor, but it's definitely gonna work for you guys. You know, keeping some back because these guys are gonna push this pretty hard. You know, but yeah, you can always make your research as always. But yeah. Aside from that, that's how we're gonna draw close to today's EMA. Thank you all for joining, and yeah, we'll catch up some other time. And thank you as well, Aaron and Pictator for coming as well to go dig out. Really awesome having you guys around.
Yeah, no, thank you for hosting us. Amazing. Love speaking to you. Love our conversations in the VC, and thank you very much for being a great supporter.
No worries, man. I mean, Aaron is my man. If Aaron is my man, Pictator is my man as well. same as Cat Doge.
He's not a man. He's a pig.
I almost forgot. A pig.
Aaron, he's a bad influence.
Aaron, you're a very bad man, Aaron. You're a very bad man.
I'm going because he does really bad English impressions. So I've got to go, guys. See you later.
Thank you so much, guys. And yeah, we'll catch up soon. Great stuff, man.
Now.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you, Caleb.